Hello again, and thanks for watching. So I used to believe lifts weren't necessary, but then I got fat and old, so I finally decided to have one installed in my shop. And that's my advice for any of you kids out there: don't get fat or old. Now I was going to include all the detail on how I wired this in, but that was going to make the video pretty long, so I'm going to make a separate video for that. Please subscribe to get notified when I make the next video. I ordered my lift back in November, and they said it would be ready to install in February, but I need to have some wiring available to run the pump during installation. If you know anything about AC wiring, you're probably wondering why I'm pulling two hots and a common. I want to add a couple of outlets to the side of the lift, and I'll cover that more in detail in my next video. So Advantage told me that my lift would be ready in February, but delay after delay, my lift didn't get installed until May. That's why in some other videos you may have noticed all this dead wiring spooled up on the floor. Now when I ordered this, I paid for the full installation. I'm sure with some help with my neighbor I could have installed this lift by myself, sure. The problem is if you install it yourself, you have to go pick it up from the warehouse yourself. It's 5 hours away and I don't have a long enough trailer. So I decided not to worry about it and pay a little extra to have it all taken care of. The technicians were nice guys and were very knowledgeable. They did say though that my lift had been ready for a while, contradicting what the company had told me on the phone. I suspect the company was waiting for other jobs in my area to save their technicians some travel. Now I understand the circumstances, although a 3-month delay is a bit much. But I'm more disappointed by the dishonesty of the company. Again, nothing but good things to say about the technicians. We temporarily wired in the motor with wire nuts, but now I had to go back and wire the lift in properly, adding a few outlets along the way. Any outlet you'll be plugging tools into should be GFCI protected. I'm adding a switch to this as well. If I have some high draw devices plugged in and try to use a lift, it will throw a breaker. This switch will allow me to quickly and easily shut off the outlet for a moment. The 220 volt outlet will also allow me to use my welder at the lift. Useful if you have to weld a nut to the end of a sway bar link. If you have a Subaru, you know what I'm doing here and why. I love getting to do fab work. I have one more thing I want to add, but I won't spoil it just yet. I'm a little impatient with letting stuff cool, and this gave me a chance to try my new outlet. Let's try to make this thing match the color of my lift. Why not? I like to use drop-in anchors because when they're not in use, they are flush to the concrete. They require a larger hole than the bolt, so I drill a small pilot first. Concrete drills are bad for walking. Drop-in anchors also need a specific depth drilled, so using a depth bar on the drill really helps. Set the anchor in the hole and hammer down the mandrel with a setting tool. You can't see here that I'm installing this under a shelf, so if it looks a little awkward, it's because I'm crouched under a tight space. I bought this lift specifically to remove the bed and cab from my F-150 project. Since it won't run at the time, I want to use this cheap Harbor Freight hoist to tow non-running vehicles into the stall. But first, I'll definitely need to extend the control handle cable. My Subaru does run, but I wanted to give my hoist a test run. Okay, now for some feedback on the lift. After a few weeks of use, I had to go back and tighten the synchronization cables. This is pretty expected though. Now, Advantage lifts are a lot less expensive than some other brands. I suppose at some point you get what you pay for. While I have no complaints about the overall build quality, the cable for the opposite lock kept coming loose. The cable clamps included are very cheap, so go to your hardware store and get some beefier clamps. And that about sums up my install. While I bought this thing specifically for the F-150, I've had to use it a few times for the Subaru, and it's been a huge time saver. If you have room for a lift, get one. So as a reminder, my next video will cover more details on how to wire devices in a shop like this. Until then, thanks for watching and take care.